I really don't like that. That's not the most flattering of images. Hello, welcome to the Small Gamer. I'm your host, Rob. Audio's working. Nailed it. Let me just get Twitch up on this bad boy. As you can see, I'm still putting the studio together after the entire weekend of live streaming. Obviously, we've been live streaming for a couple of days, and I've just been editing some videos for Patreon. Hi, John. How you doing? So I'm doing some hobby today. Hobby is the thing I do when I'm having a bad day. It's the thing I usually do when I'm having a good day too. But if nothing else, hobby is my thing. Hobbies. Warhammer is actually what I got into to run away from being a club manager. Well, a club promoter, if I actually tell you the truth. I always had the hardest days on Tuesday nights, which is when I DJ, which is tonight. And I decided I needed some space away, so I decided to play Warhammer. And then unfortunately, I got too into it. Hi, Tom. Right, so hello everyone, welcome to this Wargamer. I'm Rob. It's great to see you all. I hope you're well. I am going to be doing some hobby, which is exciting, and I'm going to be building some stuff. How are you all? I hope you're really well. Thank you to everyone on Twitch and Patreon. All you guys on YouTube who subscribe and leave comments as well. The likes and the thumbs are always appreciated. They do things to the algorithm, so I'm not asking you to please do it, but please do it. That'd be cool. Hi, Kill Slim. How are you? Is the camera being jerky or my internet being jerky? The internet's fine. For Greema, hi. So if you've got any questions or any thoughts, I am building. This is what I'm building. Boom. Boom. That's right. The scuttlebutt. I want to build this, and then if I get time, I'm going to build this bad boy. I think I just broke the camera. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to build that bad boy. Hi, Greco. How you doing? Hi, Hook and Pin. I'm so sorry. Do you know what, Hook and Pin? I did say, I was like, if you turn up on the show, because I'd gotten the little ticker below that says, hi, guys, I'm going to be like, I'm going to feel so bad. Because I'd be like, also girls. By guys, I mean like all of yous. Hi, Banana Timmy. When I DJ, I play rock music on a Tuesday. So like rock and hip hop, a bit of new metal, post-hardcore. I mean, Taylor Swift. Whatever you can think of, realistically, whatever takes my fancy. I've been DJing the Tuesday night now for, in March, 12 years. So I may look fantastic, but I'm actually not the youngest chicken in the park. Hi, Mr. Tumnus, Bon Clodger. You jumped onto the grots. So I already have, I don't know if anyone knows this, and I wish Nathan was here to take the piss, but I already have a really large Spider Fang army because I one time took that to a tournament, and I won said tournament with my Spider Fang army. And Games Workshop even had it up on their website as an army bundle you could buy, which they should probably still do that. They've fallen out of love of doing that, but that was a really cool thing you did. So you could buy the whole army bundle, which was just swish. Oh, there we go. Good Hook and Pin, I'm glad. So I decided that I'm gonna at least build the spider part of it, and then at least have some fun off games with my Spider Fang, because they're my first love. And I'm not saying I'm the most successful Spider Fang player in the world, but maybe I am. But that was you, Bon Claudio. It was me. It was me. I was that guy. So yeah, so I won the South Coast GT in 2016 with my Spider Fang army, and it was pretty cool. I loved it. Everyone said Destruction couldn't win anything that year, so I'm really glad Destruction are coming back. I'm sorry if this, whatever it's called. Sorry, I'm a little bit frazzled today. I'm not feeling in the best mood, so super sorry. But I'm gonna carry on, and we're gonna do some stuff. Hi, Sinise. Hope you're doing really well. Sinise, I 100% in the tomorrow. You're my first job. Very sorry. I haven't seen that stuff, but I promise I'm going to send it. I'm going to send Tristan stuff off at the same time as well. I love you loads. Super sorry. My protestations in apology right there. Peppa Peen. I never won it with Bone Splitters. I haven't had a Bone Splitters force, but that would be quite cool. Mr. Kapowski made the mistake of watching on the TV but trying to chat on my phone in the wrong chat. Splinter MD, Rob, remember the girl advice from last week? Oh yeah, tell me more. I told her about the hobby obsession. Oh, that's fine. Just laid it out there. She ended up playing with my... She ended up playing with my knob and even gave my squigs a squeeze. Thanks, I really needed that. Splinter MD, that's cool. Good, I'm really glad. That's solid. You guys are why this is worthwhile. You guys are why this is worthwhile. Amalgama 68, a Spider Fang competitor in the new battle tome. I think so. I think so. This is really cool. Me and Nathan made a video yesterday of how to use this really well. This thing is deadly. 30 points for the Scuttle Tide. I'm not a fan. Playing against it. The mushroom, which is what I'm going to be building next, is devastating. And then the little spider pot is also quite good as well. You probably would still always take a Loon King, probably, but I haven't written my list out yet. I'm waiting for, I don't know, does anyone know if Warscroll Builder's updated? I'm hoping it updates soon. Once again, shout out to the one and only Tony P. Hi, LOV. I imagine you are tired. Greco, you didn't contribute to it, man. I just don't like bringing up the past. It wasn't a great time for me. And I just want to get on with the future. And the future is all the cool stuff that we're doing together. You guys and me on The Honest Wargamer. Like, they talk about building a community. There's a community right here. We know Slanice likes making pictures. We know that Splinter MD likes making jokes about his knob. We know Mr. Tumnus escaped from Narnia. We know Miss Kapowski loves Jet, the dog. That's true. And we know John likes drawing pictures. Kill Slim, I finished 40 Gore yesterday for Chaos Marauder Proxy. It's got Archeon next on the list. I think, yeah, man, I'd use either Gore or Skaven, I think, for Chaos Marauders. I looked at some Chaos Marauders the other day, I was like, they're gross. So I actually had that same conversation with Nathan the other day. I was like, I might paint up. I really love the Beastman range. Specifically the Gore, I think the Doom Balls and whatnot are a little bit. Oh yeah, I've already built that. Look how easy that is. You just cut it out. Smashing. I'm chuffed with this, if I'm honest. Yeah, that's cool, man. The spiders. Yeah, anyway, that one's easy. That one's easy. I might add some additional spiders onto it to make it more scary. But BTW, anyone that can do this into an amazing conversion, I can actually, if you guys are interested, make it so you can see up close instead of my horrible face. There you go. This is me. Let's just adjust that a little bit. Woohoo! OJ, thanks for joining the knee stabbing gang. There we go. Oh no, I've adjusted it, but I haven't bloody transitioned, have I? There we go. I'm like pre-Kylie Jenner. There we go. So this is what I'm working on. If you guys, it's better to see what I'm clipping out, I reckon, than my horrible mug. So we're going to do that. OJ, thanks for subscribing, bro. Do endless spells come out of the ally points? I was looking. No, man. Endless spells are just like part of your army. So what's really cool is if you take 400 points of allies, you can still take more points in endless spells. As an example, whatever Gloomspite can ally with, if you can, let's say you can have a Beast Called Raiders army, and you can ally in 400 points of Gloomspite. If you ally in one of their wizards, you're still going to be able to cast one of their spells because it says a Gloomspite wizard. Then that's the only restriction on casting the spell, so it's quite cool. Barika, working on a Gracious Goldtooth. I got one that was made to order. Man, Gracious Goldtooth's cool. Ogre's one of the first armies I picked up. It was just real nice. Papine, Rob, you see the ETC team selection, a heap of shit in the Oz community too. The ETC is, in your opinion, toxic. Yeah, like, do you know what? Let's all have fun today. And also, Tom's team got announced it was awesome. Let's just have fun. Let's just tell jokes. Like, sure. Hi, Donaldinho. Hope you're really well, man. Thanks for coming on yesterday. You guys are great. Check out Spider Serum from Green Stuff World. It gives you an awesome spiderweb effect out of the airbrush. All right, cheers. I was actually on Green Stuff World the other night because I was looking for some extra bits because it was Nathan's birthday on the 1st of January. I was looking at like what little bits extra I could get him for his birthday. I know, but I didn't get any of the Twitch money until yesterday, so I was just wondering what stuff I could get, and I might get him. There's some cool skulls, and there's another website that's got like they're for orcs, but they've got all the bad moons for orcs on one of the websites, and one of the the bad moon culture. I'm doing this. You guys can't see my face. This is nice. First time, no pressure. No pressure. Anyway, is this all right? What would you prefer? Yeah, this is better. You're going to do a Gloomspite showdown against Nathan soon? Nah, I don't want to beat the old fella. He'd take it to heart. Plus he's way better than me. That's the main problem. Plus I think Gloomspite are too good. I think I might get a bit of a kick in, if I'm honest. We were playing around last night. I think Endless Spells is the right direction to go, if I'm honest. I know it's obviously spell synergy, and if Par's in the chat, so and I got to thank you, Par, for this, because this is a great piece of knowledge I carry around with me to tell you guys. The danger with spell synergy is obviously like Lord Arcanum knocking around. The big danger with the Lord Arcanum is obviously you can auto dispel a spell. So if you're really relying on synergy being based around magic, unless you can guarantee being out of range and the spell still be effective. Does this come with instructions? What the? Oh wait, there we go. I found them. Whoa, it's a big book. Stick. Can we all see this together? Stick the moon halves together. You have half moon, full moon. Mushroom together, mushroom together, full mushroom. I love the spells. This is great. Oh, the spider's the toughest part. Oh, Bon Clodger, thanks for the 500 bits. Oh, that's cool, yeah. Have I got that? Did the overlay work? Bloody hell. No, Streamlabs should have worked. If it didn't, I'm really sorry. Thing is, things I say in Narnia, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me. Go on, Mr. Tumnus. What's the guy saying? My team got announced. Oh, I'll cut back. Oh. I got to listen to Spider Fan coverage again. Spider Rise is my second favourite Grot unit. What's your favourite, Greco? Put War Master Gobbo's riding on it. All right, I'll do that. Can Beast Claw ally with Gobbos? I actually don't know what can ally with Gobbos, which is a terrible thing for a Warhammer pundit to not know. So I'm super sorry. I don't know if pundit's the right word for my job description. I'm just going to go for it because everything else sounds self-aggrandizing. But that's what I think. Let's talk about CanCon. Are you looking forward to Australia? What are you most looking forward to, and what are you most dreading? And the big question will be taking a Cursed Horse to play Dispossessed Dan. Hi, there is only Joe. Hope you're well. It's CanCon. I'm super looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the heat. Anyone who knows me, like in a really good way, like I don't operate very or function very well in the heat. I can get a little bit tetchy. So I'm really hoping. I know it's going to be hot though. Like I don't know what I'm hoping. I have no hopes, but I'm really looking forward to it. Like I wish it's a little bit full, the schedule. I wish I'd been sensible and then just booked a ticket coming back the week later. I'm sure one of the lovely guys over there would have let me crash on a couch, or I could have found a floor or sofa somewhere. But it's too late now to change the ticket. But I just wanted to meet everyone, to be honest. Like there's so many nice dudes who spend so much time. Like even if I give 10 people an hour, that's only going to be, that's 10 hours. I don't really have 10 hours, and I'm a little bit gutted about that, because it'd be cool to meet everyone and just hang out and talk. Because Warhammer Bros are Warhammer Bros, right? You like, I think you either get it or you don't get it, and it's that simple. I know sometimes some people don't like some people, and that's tough, but I tend to find that the Warhammer ilk that I hang out with tend to like all the other Warhammer ilk that I hang out with. It seems to be pretty commonplace. So. Is Lord Arcanum on the big cowbird thing ever seen? Yeah, yeah. I've seen one. I played against one. The Taurolon. I think it's pretty good actually. It's fairly cheap. I just think people like to. It's an expensive army anyway, right? And when you do take a monstrous character for Stormcast, you really are losing a lot of board control and units. Can anyone even see this? No. Using a lot of board control and units. So I think you don't. That's why you don't see the Taurolon personally. 2 Quatermoons. Mr. Tumnus, what are you doing? I'm painting bronze. What are you all doing, Warhammer-wise? What you all up to? The 40k pipe train has instructions, and there are no more than 2 components per piece, just 2 halves. Perfect. The picture at the bottom looks like an erect penis. LLV, we need to have a conversation about. There's a name for that. I got some non-alcoholic Fosters for you, Rob. You can enjoy the tasty flavour with everyone. Oh man, I'm well looking forward to it. I use the mushroom spore cloud on my Scrag Rock conversion. Now I need to find something to use the spore cloud. So at the start of the endless nicking circle. It's going to be so many mood cloud everywhere. Fanatics, yeah. Snuggles, hello from Oklahoma. It blows my mind. Like that you like look out the window and you see something very different to what I see. That's if I'd have seen outside the window today, but I haven't actually left this office for the entire day, so. 40 degrees, too hot. You should have said I have a big place with 2 spare rooms and air conditioning. Yeah, man, it's my own fault. I really, obviously, like, I hope that the show's in a place next year where obviously we can come out to CanCon again. I mean, it would be amazing to play, or if Clint really wants us to come do the coverage again, we'd be well up for that. Like, I think Clint's incredible for having started the Kickstarter, the crowdfunding thing. And I got to say a big shout out to Darren Watson, who obviously did the crowdfunding to get sent over to Adepticon, which I think kind of inspired people to do a bunch of that crazy stuff. So now we're going all over the world, and that's just mind-boggling, really. Like, it's just too nice, and it's just too nice. I don't really know how to express it. It's just amazing. And so when we go over there, I want to work loads, but it would have been awesome to have spent like the week in Sydney, and then just like hung out at a local gaming store, like brought an army, and just like anyone that wanted to play me, it would have been like, right, let's go, let's spend a week just playing Warhammer with everyone and hanging out. That would be sweet. Been such a twat not thinking about that when I booked the tickets. So that's my bad. Hi Speckles, hope you're well. You're gorgeous. Tom's painting Eldar. I want to go see building 20 witch elves. Fluffhammer. Someone called Fluffhammer is building 20 witch elves. Do we think that's a... OJ, you are doing something I never dared do. Paint a Lariel's beetle. I just didn't dare do it. So I didn't do it. Didn't dare. There we go. Look at the picture below the mushroom. What do we all think of this little fella? What do you think? If anyone, I'm going to hold this up to the screen to the minute. If anyone wants to take a picture of this right now, where it's on the screen, and wants to DM it to your favourite Warhammer friend, family, or personality, we could maybe make this a meme where you do. It's like a dick pic, but it's not. It's a magic pic. An unsolicited dick pic, but it's not. It's a magic thing. Donaldina's writing for the pack for the London Masters, which is near. The Norn, I wish I was coming over to the LVO. It would be so cool to be there. If ever I look out the window, it's a bit like watching Honest War Gamer just flying away from Jesus. I'm trying to do some rules to avoid bias for me. Grots auto win all scenarios, and it's tough. That's tough. You got to win your own event though, Pepino, or you're not trying. Scrunty Hugh, I'm trying to push my paint skills this time. Let's have a look. Also, feel free to put in the link some stuff. Whoa. Hugh, did we play Warhammer once at the Heresy? Are you that Hugh? Because you are that Hugh. That's your army. Hugh, I know you. I've seen your art. We've played Warhammer before. 100. This is definitely. I'm definitely talking the right Hugh. I'm almost certain. Yeah, man. Oh, that's cool. I hope you're all right. You're real nice to play Warhammer against. If anyone gets a chance to play Hugh, you should play him. He's nice. He's very funny. He laughs like he kind of throws his head back when he laughs. He's great. That's a specific amount of information to say about someone. I'm real sorry, but yeah. I did. That was a terrible time, actually, Scrunty Hugh. I did play you with my Imperial Knights, and I didn't know that they were super strong, and everyone was super triggered by me at the event. And I was just like, I'm just going to take these big robots because they look great. And that's where I learned that people can know nothing and accidentally do too well. So, what's everyone up to? What is everyone else up to? Doing? I see how some build these mushrooms because I want to paint them. Nathan threw these at me yesterday and killed did 22 mortal wounds with this particular ender spell. Oh, fucking wrong camera. That ender spell there, yeah, the mushroom, and it triggered me. I was like, I'm going to see that everywhere. But at the same time, it looked amazing because it was a giant mushroom with a skull. So I was like, I hate this experience, but I really like how it looks. And there was a whole thing where I was having a really tough time. So I don't know has anyone played against ender spells? That's a question for everyone. Have you played against ender spells, and do you like their inclusion in the game? That's everyone's thoughts and feelings. I do. I'm on the side of yes, but not on the side of, yeah, that's it. Your mate did it earlier in the same day too. I'm so sorry, Hugh. But your army looks great. I like that you've stuck with it and carried on playing with it as well. That's awesome. Because it's a lovely army. But Hugh, were you using those blue paints from Games Workshop, the Forge War ones? And I think they've stopped selling them now. So, what have you had to do, or have you gone a different recipe? I'm so goddamn tempted to buy 3 manglers. Why don't you then, Bonclodger? What's the issue? Just get 3 manglers. Would you take? Yeah, get 3 manglers. I mean, just cut one mangler off the other mangler. Just have a mangler on each base and be like, that's 2 manglers. If anyone says anything, be like, screw you, buddy. I haven't got loads of cash. And then eventually, when you've got the cash, get the other mangler and stick it back. Get that pack and then upgrade it to the 2-man mangler. And then that can be your measure of wealth for yourself. So after that, what you can do is every time you get some money, you can get another mangler, and you can just keep stacking them until you're like, I am mightily rich, and this is a 10-man mangler. Just on that, there you go. Or just have them, or go sideways, where it's the 2, and then it's 4, and then you go pyramid style, a mountain of manglers. Yeah, tell me you don't want to do that. Mr. Kapowski. Right, I see what you guys are saying. Speckles, I love endless spells except the death ones, they suck. You mean the Nighthaunt ones? They do suck. Trying to finish building my Custody so I can get them out of my shame pile and justify buying a Squig Heavy Gits army. Whoa. Alright, okay, that's fair. Do you listen to Legends of the Painting Men? I have not yet, LLV, even though Nathan says it's the best show on the internet for Age of Sigmar. So I'm just putting that out there. That's his opinion. There you go. Sorry's like one of the hosts playing Daughters of Cain and not knowing how busted they are and beating all his mates. Then in a recent episode, they discovered the stats, and it was so funny, both him and his mate trying to find out why he was winning all the time. All right, I'm listening to it. I'm doing that tomorrow. That's my tomorrow time. I have 4 listed in a minute. I think there could be a few adjustments. Pete, are we talking about manglers? Oh, no, endless spells. You're talking about endless spells. Which 4 do you have, Pete? I'm very interested. What's the rules on the mushroom? No, I'm a core player, so no spells ever. I mean, that's fair. The mushroom gets dropped down, pachingo. Yeah, and then everything within 8 inches takes a minor wound. Which is cool. It doesn't move after that. No, it doesn't move after that, so you can move away from it. But it's got crazy range. It's 66 range. 66. And obviously, if you drop it, because it's stationary, and it does all of its mortal wounds, and then it's at the end of turn 1 or turn 2. When at the end of a turn, then you get the priority, then it's the next turn. So it could just be doing that many more wounds again, although there'll be less stuff alive because of the first mushroom grenade, obviously. Apparently that is what Forge would use before they made their own paint. All right, okay. Cheers, Hugh. I love endless spells. It made my FEC really fun. Yeah. Greco, what are you working on, bro? So Jenga with manglers sold. I just needed an excuse. Tristan Gray, hope you're well. Squig shooting hoops. Listen to this epic hobby. Are you playing basketball? Start playing White Scar's army, and Y is really annoying. I couldn't paint white. Can you do an all Mangler army? Nah, you can't because you'll need battle line. But you can do an all Squig army, which is pretty cool. I'm still Barika. I'm still salty about the Lord Arcanum not being able to ride the Dias Arcanum after a page of lore about it and how much they love riding them. Yeah, sometimes there's quite a disparity between the narrative and the rules, which is why I like reading the rules then reading the narrative. Otherwise, I get like unnecessary. I just get upset and jealous. I'm like, what? They said you could destroy 1,000 men, and it can kill 2 men. So can we discuss the hot Twitter topic of the day? Yeah, sure thing, LLV. What's the hot Twitter topic of the day? What do you think is the hot Twitter topic of the day? Nika, every model, every unit takes a mortal wound. Yeah, every model in 8 inches of every unit takes a mortal wound. No, not every model of every unit. Every model in 8 inches of any unit takes a mortal wound on a 5+. Sorry, I should have said that. So sorry. But if you can get a range of a Horde, that's pretty good. It's really good. It's really, really good. They're great. These are really good. All the bloody trogs are sold out online. Is that true? Wow. The Rock Guts trolls are actually good in game. I think actually the Fell Water ones as well. The only one that's bad is the boss Troggoth, the monster Troggoths. They're the only ones that aren't very competitive in the game. Just like to give you some, so don't like go rushing after them unless you love those models. So the mushroom is like the comet. It is Juicy Squash, but it is like the comet. It's cheaper. Does it do more damage? Maybe. Yeah, it's like the comet but cheaper, and it's a mushroom, so it's cooler. I'll go for that. Mr. Tumnus, I'm tempted to make a start paying Hawk and Wilcomer. Papine, am I still? Yeah, I am. I'm going to stick with in 40k. I'm sticking with orcs, and I'm going to get some Ard boys. That's right, Ard boys, and I'm going to paint them up to be my boys because I've got loads of Iron Jaws, as you guys know. So I'm going to mechanize them up, and I also have, because of my 40k orc army, I also have like 160 grots, but they're all 40k grots. But I thought what would be really cool would be to do a Gloomspite Gitz army, but make them all mechanized. So I'm going to try and mix my 40k orcs and mix them in with my AOS destruction army. So I'm going to have 90 boys that are going to be Ard boys, but I'm going to find some guns and I'm going to stick them on their kind of like, because they got pistols, so I'm going to give them kind of like pistols on the leg. And then I'm going to use all the gits. They're going to be like mechanized gits. So I'm going to go for a mechanized Gloomspite Git army / destruction army / 40k army. That's kind of where I'm going. Does that make sense? There's a Tim Hortons in Birmingham. Are we going, Tom? Tom, are we going to Birmingham? Please, can we go to Birmingham? Hello, Mr. Hector. What do you think the next set will be? Of Endless Spells? Skaven spells. Or Flesh Eater Cult spells. Depends. You say the Trog boss is bad, but I will make the Rage Pipe boss work. He's going to choke so many chickens. I just think he's bad in comparison to everything else. That's all I'm saying, Bonklodger. Because you pay points for it. In the game, he might be fine. But I don't know. Trying to decide whether to get a Delac Gang, the Troll Warband for Shadespire, or the Dark Oath Warband. Someone did ask about the Dark Oath Warband. So, question to the Twitch chat, because I think the Dark Oath Warband is ugly. Not into it. Not into it at all. Now, the thing we always say about Games Workshop is the models are sweet. And they are. The models are sweet in all ways, like almost all the time. There are some clangers, but obviously like it's subjective, right? What one person loves, another person doesn't love. So that's cool. So, and like what you like and don't like what you don't like. And don't tell someone you can't like something. If you don't like something, you don't like it. Your opinion isn't unjustified, but also means the guy that likes it isn't wrong either, in my opinion. But what do you guys think of the Dark Oath? Because I think it's lame. I would really enjoy it if someone tried to cast the mushroom on 6 ones. That would be the coolest thing. If you restream to YouTube, watch the chat. De Bommel, I do restream to YouTube, and I never read the chat, so I'm very sorry about that. We never do. But I do say that at the start of most shows. Let's have a see what everyone is saying. Is just you from there, Derbommel, saying some things? What Shadow Fox is there? Yeah. If you watch over on Twitch, if you come and join us on Twitch, the reason it's easier for me on Twitch is because I just haven't installed on this new laptop all the things, and that's because, as I said at the start of the show, I've been rebuilding the equipment from having done the live coverage at the LCO this weekend. So we took all the equipment there. So the studio's a bit of a shambles. So behind what looks like this elegant young man, there is, that way is a mess. Let's just put it that way. So I'm really sorry. How can you hate a warband if it's got Conan's in? Says Axed Out on YouTube. I just think it looks rubbish. I wouldn't hate it. I just don't think it looks very good. I think they've done better humans. Just doesn't look very good. But that's my opinion. Tell me what you think. I'm here better later than ever. Hi, Carmack. Are you guys covering the Bristol GT in April? Cyanide? I don't think so. That hasn't been, or no one's asked us to, but maybe we are. And then Barika likes the Conan aesthetic. I've only played Death and Slaves last 2 years, so I'm pumped to see some more unaligned Chaos Mortals. Okay. I do like Dark Earth Warband. Lots of neat fabrics to work around with. Oh, so same person. I'm sorry that, yeah, cool, good. I'm glad you like them. I don't, but that's fine. We're allowed to disagree, but respect each other's opinion. Dark Earth look very plain, not much given them any personality. I just don't think they look very good humans. I think they've got like that. I think they're out of shape. Do you not think? Anyway, that's Sorbler. I've got a question. What's good to get files to use with miniatures? Not this file, but again, I can't seem to find any of my stuff today because the office is a mess. I don't know. The Twitch chat would be better. I'm famously not the hobbyist that you deserve or need, so I would ask those. Hi Grubby. Today I am working on these. We'll see less of my face, and we'll go to the cutting room floor. Ah, Chris. That's a year of my life I'm not getting back. Hi Chris. Thanks for being wonderful. Chris is great. Also, if anyone's interested, Chris massively helped the show out by helping with some tech support to make some of the stuff that we're doing at CanCon possible. So I just wanted to give Chris another big shout out because he's a super babe. I think you think you could be good at being a violinist, but also a filer. And also, is this triggering any hobbyists at home? Questions and answers, please. Yeah, I might drop out of Twitter for a bit if I'm honest, Greco. Yeah, I'm not. Well, we think it's more fun if you're playing against someone with models you don't like and you win. That's a really good statement. Yeah, that's a really good. I don't like your models. I'll watch them beat you as well. That's the worst. Triggered. I actually thought about this. It's actually really nice, but I want to mess it up a little bit, give it some lines, make it a bit of a feature. That's fine. That's what I intend. They're not as ripped as the Bloodbound, but I think the Chaos Worship is held to an unattainable beauty standards. You're right, actually, Babine. I'm actually putting, yeah, no, do you know what? I've been told there. I'm holding all the followers of Chaos to a weird aesthetic standard that they don't have to achieve. That's a lot of pressure to put on a group of bloodthirsty Chaos maniacs. Oh no, I bet someone's going to tell me how I'm gluing things wrong as well, even though I've glued basically everything Games Workshop's ever made together, but whatever. This is how I'm gluing stuff. Just suck it up, hobbyists. Suck it up. Looking good, Rob. I enjoyed your coverage of the LCO. Oh, thanks, Nago 101. That's real cool. Thanks. We got live as of not this weekend, but next weekend. 3 weekends of live coverage, which is pretty crazy. I might weigh myself before I start my journey and then see how much I weigh at the end of 3 weeks, because I can't decide what the diet of fast food and coffee is going to do to my my system. It's either going to make me stronger or make me weaker. Look how cool this is! Mushroom bomb, mushroom bomb. What are you doing, Castor Spell? Mushroom bomb. Mushroom bomb. Throw grenade. I want one of them really, you know, you got those really strong magnets, and then I want to place that down and just have it connect. That would be fun. Mushroom bomb. These things are cool. Look at that. It's a mushroom grenade. Yeah, anyway. So I built 2 so far. I'm absolutely smashing it. Scuttle Tide, smashed it. Mushroom bomb, smashed it. Oh no, wait, there's clouds coming out of it. I have not finished. Question, with all the coverage you're doing, do you feel a bit torn about it as you'll be playing less tournaments? OJ, that's actually really real. Yes, effectively, I do feel, and also like there's the worry as well, because like how much do I have to play? Because I do that sometimes as well. I worry that how much do I have to play versus how much coverage I do to keep up the kind of, and it's all down to you guys to judge where you think my level of like game knowledge and punditry is effectively. Like I have to have that ego to think that I at least am saying something effective when I'm doing the coverage, but you guys may not agree, which is absolutely fine. And I'm sure the people who really don't agree aren't even listening to me right now. But I assume I at least know what I'm talking about. But I do worry about how much I have to play versus how much I have to read in order to stay relevant for when I do that job. That's obviously compounded against 2 game systems, doing 40k and AOS. But I feel like I was a little bit worried before I did this stuff at the weekend. But actually I was like, oh, I feel like I know this quite well. All the armies were built exactly how I expected them to be built, with the exception of chapter approved points costs. I was like the broadside's getting cheaper. I was like, all right, that's really interesting. But there was no functional problems that bothered me. I was like, okay, I get how the game works. This is cool. So, but then again, that's my opinion. Like, obviously, everyone could be listening and be like, "Do you know what? It was rubbish, and you're rubbish." Just again, super fair. That's how you feel. The coverage of the LCO carried me through a very, very boring day on CC doing DC. Oh, well, I'm glad. Well, at least it entertains some people. Only the Gits would be crazy enough for a mushroom bomb. Mushroom bomb! I mean, look at Zinch. He's basically the god of nerds, but he even demands his followers to be ripped. It's true. Need to catch up soon. I haven't seen you much since I left Games Workshop. Snagger, then we should catch up wherever you are. It'd be cool to say hi. Neckler RE coverage, as I told Tom today, you guys got a great review from Jeff Robertson in Controls on Chapter Tactics, given he is a professional player and caster for StarCraft. I'd say that's some pretty good feedback. I haven't actually heard that, so that's awesome. And I got to say, my hat off to Jeff, because he tried it when he obviously did the Nova coverage. And I know for a fact that he said that he found it really difficult. But again, I think my assumption with that is who he had to work with. And that isn't Frankie, who we did the co-hosting with. It was just being unprepared. I mean, I was super lucky. I had Tom, Nikos and Mikey and John with me. All of them love Warhammer. John loves Warhammer loads. Mikey's obviously got Hellstorm Wargaming. He's just a really nice guy. I really enjoyed spending more time with him this weekend. Really enjoyed spending more time with Nick. The more time I spend with Nick, the funnier he is. Just really great. And then Tom's just absolutely brilliant. And I got to say, big shout out to Tom, because Tom, if he wants to, can talk about it. But that's a daunting job, to go out there and talk to a bunch of people and interrupt their games and be in the middle of it. And I think Tom did that with some skill and some grace, and he worked really hard on it. Like, he just looked knackered on Saturday night. So for me, it's just like, apart from getting all the technical stuff to work, I'm like, well, I've done this for hundreds of hours already, but I like doing it. But they're all super passionate about Warhammer, and they work their balls off just to make sure. Like, it was a great event, but just some random event in Southport had some amazing 40k coverage. And I think that's actually pretty exceptional. So those guys deserve the credit, in my opinion. Yeah. Cool dudes. Let me know if you want a game tomorrow or Thursday to keep up to date with the cool kids. Speckles, if I wanted to keep up with the cool kids, I would not be playing you. What are Speckles? You bumhole. Papine, yeah, like the whole purpose of Dan starting the Australian show is so that, number one, he can start doing live event coverage over in Australia, I'm almost certain that's so cool. That must be fairly obvious to everyone. And then also, if he does that, he gets to try and start training shoutcasters and Warhammer commentators over there, because I don't want to do it all myself. I'd like to attend some games. And I've told everyone my dream before. The dream is all of us sit in a stadium together and just watch some people commentate over the final of some sort of world championship. And that's my dream, and we're going to make it happen. All of it. That's the plan. Pete Pratt highlight the weekend was the final game. Agent of Vet roll one, then re-roll another one. It was, and then still winning, right? Like, just... Ed. I talked to the... They talk here all the time, and I'm such a dick for not remembering. I talked to the dudes at the weekend. Do you know the dudes? Do you know the dudes? Who are the dudes? Geeks Wargaming. That's who I talked to the weekend. Yeah, we'll have to catch up, Ed. That'd be really nice. Yeah, you've got a bulletproof squad in the broadcast team. Yeah, this broadcast team is solid. They're just great. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The mark of great coverage is, as viewers, you can have an event on the background and still know what's going on. Thanks, appreciate that. Nico's sense of humour reminds me of Noel Gallagher when he did the radio show with Russell Brand. Do you think Games Workshop could do better to promote the competitive scene, to a more competitive-minded people to the hobby? That's a great question, actually. I don't think it's about there being more competitive people. It's about people understanding competitiveness, I think, is probably the key. And it takes coaches, I think. Do you not think? Like, I don't understand competitive tennis or competitive basically anything. Like, I could watch a bunch of guys like me on the TV talking about some of that stuff, but actually probably the best thing to do would be have to coach, and a coach be like, okay, here are some, like, I had to make the workbook just so people had some stuff to know how to bloody teach themselves how to play Warhammer. So we're at the very start of this hobby. You know, when people say, oh, you're not going to get, people don't want to watch it, or it's not going to be a competitive thing. We're at the start of that journey. We didn't have stats for Age of Sigmar until this year. No stats. None. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. But now we got them. We're doing it. I think Tom found his corner at the weekend. Everyone was fantastic, but he totally smashed it, covering the energy and drama of the games. Good. I don't know if Tom's still in the room and is listening, but he should feel dead chuffed with that, and I'm really happy for him, because I think he's a brilliant young man, and I'd really like his participation in this wargamer to help him do a bunch of things that he really wants to do. That's what I'd like for everyone who does it with me, so that'd be fun. Question: Scriver's drunk joke probation period over? Yeah, I reckon we got to leave it behind now, Sneeze, haven't we? Like, I think if we just leave the nickname Scrivo, if we just leave Scrivo and we don't talk about it, I think one event's worth of ribbing, and it's all right. I think. Do you think he's out the sin bin now? I think that's fine. I think he's done a good job. I think one event. I should get this so you can see. Oh wait, you're not. There you go. One event, and he's fine now. What are you all up to? Oh, sorry, the Norn. Where were the stats? If I'm wrong, it's all right, bro. Just tell me where, and I will live and learn, because I'd like to hear it. Yeah, there's no such. You guys made the Crimboba event legitimate fun to watch on the telly in my living room. At points, even my wife, who has never played any war games, is interested in going on. Good, good. I can't imagine what that's going to be like with 200 Australians, but I'm very excited to find out. And then, followed up by that, a bunch of lads from Northern Ireland. I'm very excited about that. I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. A lot. Just, you can't bring me down, because we're building a community, a worldwide community of people who love hanging out, talking Warhammer. Yeah. And anyone says different is not something I want to talk to. You know, Tom wore an identical suit, shirt, and tie combo as what I wore at my wedding. As what I wore at my wedding a month ago. Witch King, how are you doing? Hope you're all right. So here's an interesting train of thought. There is 0 professional players. I always get the argument. There is a professional player, LLV. There's Nick Nanavati, who's a 40k player. I always get the argument that stats aren't relevant because player skill outweighs faction choice. That could be true, but right now the player only makes up every 30% of the chance to win. When there are professional players, the number will be different. It's lucky you don't drink, otherwise you'd be ruined by the end of the next couple of events. ITC masters in each country. Yeah, ITC have got stats now on 40kstats.com. That's where they have the norm. The norm. That's where they have stats. But as far as I understand it from Val, when I went onto Chapter Tactics to talk about the stats, it's the first time some solid stats have ever been made. And what I'm asking is if I'm wrong, please point me to something. I'd like to read when Warhammer stats have been put up before and what other people have taken away as relevant information, especially because I imagine I'm missing loads and I'd like to know how to improve that. So if you've got any links, that'd be awesome. You could drop them in the chat, or you can leave them in comments and stuff, or tweet me, or any of that jazz. I'm not saying we're inventing the wheel. I'm just saying I didn't know of it, so ignorance is my defense. I'm doing good, thanks, Witch King. I feel like I'm having a bit of a tough day, but I really enjoyed the show I had earlier with LLV where we talked about the AOS stats. Super pumped about that. Super pumped about my Orc army for 40k, and looking forward to the event coverage. Won't lie to you. Greco, if you listen to Dispossessed Dan, you should listen to Dispossessed Dan. He's got his own show now, which you can watch back on Twitch. It's all free. All of our Twitch stuff is free to watch back. So he did an interview, and he should be doing one every week. Well, say should. I'm sure he's a busy boy, but it's pretty set in stone. So he's an Australian, and there's loads of other guys as well that do them. A load of people who I talked to recently really like Doom and Darkness, so you should give him a shout. And when I went on his show, he was really well researched, which I found really impressive, and I really liked it. And I thought he had a good timbre to his voice. But I would like to play some Warhammer. I'm actually playing my friend Paul on Friday, so I'm really looking forward to that. I want to play some Warhammer, and I've got loads of stuff to try out Warhammer wise, so I don't know, just don't know what I'm going to take at the minute. Not relevant yet, but BCP is looking at running stats from registered events, which will be better than culling through events looking for use for inflow. That would be cool. That would make sense. I would say the very first thing I would ever want BCP to ever do, having been the first weekend I ever used it in any serious fashion, would be to have how events are entered as the lists as they're entered into the stats just be good. Just be standardized. That's the word I'm looking for, because it sucked so hard. Did not enjoy it at all. Like when I was like reading one of the lists upside down, I was like, nah, this could be better. But again, shout out to Battlescribe. Like, it's the only army builder. Like, well, there is army builder, but it's the only one I use, Battlescribe, to make stuff, like make army lists. And if it didn't exist, I don't know if I'd play 40k. That sounds like a bold statement, but I'm gonna make it. If Battlescribe didn't exist, I wonder how many people would play 40k. I really do. I really, really do. Hi, K-Dash. The LCO list rundown was hilarious. At least it was honest, right? Combat roster. Don't you give me emojis, Tom Layton. They want them as text. Oh, good. That's the new push. Then I'm all about that, man. I'm all about that. Like, look, listen, the fact we could use BCP at all was excellent. I found its utility this weekend excellent. I had a great time. I really liked it. I'm about it. Let me just tell you, I am about it. So, yeah. I put list LVO put list standardization into the tournament pack. It kicked up some fuss, but I think it's needed. Yeah, man, I think it's needed from everyone. I think I'm gonna make a statement now, and let's all like just chill while I make the statement. Let's attack this together, you guys in the chat and me. I think wargamers, maybe quite rightly, because look at all this. I've got to build this bloody moon, got to paint that yellow, I've got to do a bunch of stuff. Oh, you guys can't see that. I've got to do all this, right, before I can even play a game. But I still think wargamers can be a bit lazy when it comes to events. They often don't read the pack. They often don't pay attention to those sorts of things. And that can mean that TOs are in a really poor spot from trying to do the hard work that they're trying to do. And it gets worse the more people you include. So I think wargamers might have to start doing a bit more work their end before they turn up to a tournament. That's my opinion. As a self-admitted, I've sometimes not read the pack. That's my fault. I'm making a personal commitment to always read event packs before I go to events. Weeks before I go to events. So, yeah. I might start the show with like that. Welcome to the Wargamer. Have you read your event pack for this week? That might be a good way to start it. What do you guys think? Tell me. 40k didn't start afresh and get abandoned by Games Workshop for a while, so no tradition of free stuff. That's true, Mr. Kapowski, that's true. Been playing the odd game of... Oh no, you guys talking about League of Legends. I'm still getting questions about basic LVO facts. Hey Buffs, hope you're well. Reading the pack is cheating. Neofid, better question. Why do you think players are so lazy at reading tournament packs? I'm not saying that's true. My first statement was, that's my pitch. I think this. Disagree with me. Disagree with me. Like, make a, I've read every event pack I've ever been to. Carl, I'm not saying homework, I'm just saying. It helps out. It does make everything way easier for both you and your opponent. I rarely go to tournaments, but yeah, I read the pack. What I don't end up is getting practice games. All right, that's fair. Yeah, I found that a lot of people don't read the packs, or when things are set, it gets ignored by 80% of the people. TOs do need to enforce their threat and penalties more, though. I'd say that's true. But they worry about retention, right? Like, getting those people to come back the year after, that can be a little bit daunting. And you don't want to, like, I don't know. I'm not saying that that's what all TOs decide to do. I'm giving a valid, and they also don't want to upset people. TOs are normally gregarious people. Like, they're putting on an event for other people, not for themselves. So the nature of we're going to just be super strict, I feel doesn't come into account when they think I'm going to make people have a great time. Those two thought patterns don't really correlate to me, but maybe they do somewhere out there in the world. I got amazed this weekend. My list is garbage, and I haven't read the pack. Don't read the pack, says Asmodai. As a regular TO, I strongly agree. Players assume they know, even though no one wants a standard. That's true. No, don't read the pack, says Asmodai. Just leap of faith it. Just run. I thought TOs put on events so that they could win them. Stone Hewer. That's the ongoing narrative of this week's story. But let's find out. My first ITC event, I read the pack the night before. I forgot it all by the time we got there in the morning. That's right, John. That's because of the alcohol between then. What do you feel about battle plans being announced in the pack? I'm on the fence. I'm for it. I'm super for it. I actually think the order of the battle plans should be announced before the pack. It should be game 1, you're playing this map. Game 2, you're playing this map. Game 3, you're playing this map. That's what I think. I think that gives people time to prepare, and it comes down to, I think preparation is a bit of a key there, and I think that's really healthy, in my opinion. Hey, I really enjoyed the stat show today. Thanks, Em. That should be every week. Obviously, yeah, next week we can do. Pretty certain we could. Yeah, we're going to do next week, and then we're going to fly to Australia. So we should be on the money. But we won't be doing the week after because we'll be coming back from Australia. But I might be able to get another show host to host the stat show because that's possible. Did you know that? So won't be an issue for me. Tristan Gray. So Rob, are you pleasant for battle terms yet? No, I am not. I am not, and you guys know that. No sponsors, none of the time. That's who we are as a group. How many wins are you predicting you and Tom will get at the Team Adepticon event? I don't know. I haven't played with Tom, so I don't know like what his game plan is. We haven't done any discussion about what we're taking, and we've done no planning. So I think we'll be fine. I might cheekily turn up with a different army that no one's expecting. That could be a thing, because I think I've got some army lists in my back pocket that no one knows about. I reckon I could do some work. I'll just see what Tom's saying. Tom is famously quite secretive about his army lists. I obviously don't tell anyone anything. I tell everyone everything. So I think actually a real interesting experience. A couple of my friends recently have stopped telling me about their little army combos before they go to tournaments, in case I mention it on the show, which I'm like, okay, that's fair. That makes loads of sense. But normally people just let me know. They're just like, hey, I've done this thing. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I aim to go to Sweden to guide Juice Jr. McJudson's tournament without reading the pack. I want to go to Sweden this year and play Warhammer. Rob, am I doing coverage at Winks? Whoops. Rob, will you be partner for AOS doubles at CCBB? I can't, Tristan Gray, because I will be doing the live coverage at CCBB. Otherwise, I would do. But the doubles event is on the Friday, I think. Yes. If you can convince Darren to fly us out on the Thursday, then yeah, I'll be your doubles partner on the Friday. Although I'll have to set up on the Friday. I can do both. That's fine. I can do both. That's fine. We can win a tournament and also set up for the show. That's easy. No sponsors. I'll cancel my $50 a month then. You are the sponsor. You guys are the sponsor. That's the point. You guys and me against the world. But also for the world. By the way, this takes forever to build. Nathan built it the other night, and it took ages. Has anyone built one yet? The Boog Moon, the Loon Shrine. I don't think it's very necessary in my Moon Clan list. John, you can't have an AOS partner because you're rubbish at Warhammer. You're just great at drawing pictures, so don't be like this. Evening, Daisy Duke. Should we speak about the Masters list? Yeah, let's do a Masters show. I could do that tomorrow or Thursday. That's easy. We'll do it. Don't say that. Mine's coming tomorrow. You have. Oh yeah, John. Why did you let it out the bag that you're also coming to CBBB? Wait. Yeah. Yes. John's coming. John's going to be the technical assistant coming. It isn't free, is it? The Loon Shrine. What? Nick Lambourne. The Loon Shrine is points free. This piece of terrain is points free. It's like a Sylvaneth Wildwood in an Age of Sigmar army. It's points free. I'm waiting on 40k to get endless spells. Going to cause so many salty tears. The endless spells are really fun though. Really fun. Just putting it out there. Great addition. Okay, off to a Games Workshop interview as shot back up. I expect nothing after they told me to apply for a store again after 6 months interviews and such. Oh, good luck, Grubby. Hope you get the job, man. Good luck, mate. Get that discount. You should have a shirt that you wear when you are commentating at an event where people can buy space on it, but only for fake sponsors. Like, yeah. I actually don't worry about that. I think it's fine. I don't want to. Yeah. Going to shut no and just keep building some Warhammer. Right, Elmbirds. I'm disappointed. Yes, I do remember. This is the same as that. I'm so glad you remember that, LLV. The Battle for Skull Pass, if you remember, you got like a weird free little shrine. And this is now the new weird free little shrine. But it's big. It's way bigger. They've upgraded it. Genius, make that game mechanic free in points, but 30 quid. It is really smart, but I don't mind it too much because I actually think it makes the games more thematic. But it's like, yes, it is more money. I agree, but I also think it's a good addition to the game, and I don't think it's a tax like the Vigilus formations. Neophid, when will rogue spells get their own tome? We need a full army of spells controlled by the spells. Oh, that would be good. That would be cool. I like the concept of there being like a cabal of rogue magicians. So, you know, like kind of like dogs of war as they used to be. Just kind of like mercenaries, so mercenary magicians you can hire. But normally in AOS, almost all the factions are ideologically opposed. So you don't tend to, I mean, you get allies, but beyond that, you don't tend to get a lot of like cross communication. You never fit 63 grots. Excuse me, you guys can see that. Underneath is where the grots are, so that's the cave entrance, and then they're back here. Back here, they're just like 60 grots are just like, oh, I'm gonna stab you in the knee. Oh, I might get, you know them voice box machines you can get. I might get one, install it inside, and then every time I press a button on the table, just from the cave, it'll go, I'm gonna stab you in the knee. Done. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get all sciencey. Weren't they planning on generic Endless Spell series soon? One everybody can use. So they've already got the Endless Spell series that's out, and that's generic and everyone can use it. But I assume that these have been highly successful, so they're going to bring out more. Started painting mine. I've been rebasing and finished my 1999. Wow, Night Goblin army. The Norn, what have you decided to add to your army? K-Dash, I really should start AOS at some point. I think I need a break from 40k after the LCO. No idea which direction I'll go though. Well, what do you play in 40k K-Dash, and how do you like to play? And I might be able to give you some army advice, and so might the Twitch chat. Rob, do it. That'd be brilliant. Okay, I'm doing it. Little microphone inside, doing some shouting. I'm gonna get you. Oh, I'm gonna get you so hard. Right, how does this thing get built? Oh, you have to put all the little faces on the side. This is the most complicated one. You play Knights and would love to play AOS as the Witch King, then it is lazy, low model count, super fun. Beastclaw Raiders, my friend. That's the army for you. That's the army you're looking for. Easy. Big monsters. They do loads of damage, and it's over really quick, either good or bad. And there's not a question. Beastclaw Raiders is the army for you. It's also quite cheap. I could do this all day. Zeminis, Troggoths, the Snufflers, and the new Fanatics. You guys, why are you guys... no. Oh, wait, you're going to add Snufflers and the new Fanatics. All right, nice. The Snufflers are great. Anyone recon Flesh Eater Courts? Reckon Flesh Eater Courts will get a new tome? Or just Endless Spells and War Scroll treatment? I don't know. I reckon they'll get a new tome and Endless Spells. Every single edition, every single book that comes out will have a terrain piece and Endless Spells, in my opinion, over the next year. Evening, JPIC. Hope you're really well. So far, I've built 15 Bounders, 5 Hoppers, Snack Rot Shrine, and 10 Squigs. Some guy on Facebook, Gloomspike Gits group, has made his fire smoke with some of the machines, and the eyes light up too. Wow. Okay, I want that. K-Dash, you play 1,000 Suns, bits of Craft World Eldar, got some Knights and All Marines, converted guard, and tested some Custodians LCO. Not into massive hordes. Okay, all Stormcast are quite good, especially the new Stormcast are a little bit like 1,000 Suns, realistically. They kind of play that way with the Sacrosanct Chamber. Let's have a think. Also, you could do Sylvaneth. Sylvaneth are a little bit like 1,000 Suns as well, really. And you can have some big models like Knights in the Treeman Ancients or a Lariel, and that's quite good. But really, the power pick is to take a load of Dryads. So that's not going to help you out much. Depends if you... It doesn't look like you like the shooting, though, because you do play 40k. So shooting. I'd go for... I wouldn't go for Courage and Overlords. I wouldn't go for Nurgle. I wouldn't go for the Eels. You could go for Eels, actually, but not Eels. Sorry, that's a whole battle tome. You could go for Ironeth Deepkin. They've got like they're elves, so they're fish elves. They're kind of cool, and also they've got the bit. You don't tend to see them much at the minute because they're a little bit overpriced, really. So it depends how bothered you are. But you could take the big Eidolons of Mathland, so the combat Eidolon and also the magic Eidolon. That's a kind of cool shout. If you wanted to do an army like that, that could be that's kind of... But Stormcast would be a solid choice, really. if you wanted to do. You could miss it up. And also Tzeentch, if you've already got 1,000 Suns, you could add some Tzeentch Demons and Tzeentch Zangor and stuff, and then that way you could be painting up both an AOS army and a 40k army at the same time. Also, if you go Zangor heavy, you're painting up a Tzeentch army, and you're painting up a Beast of Chaos army, and a 1,000 Suns army, all at the same time. It's probably now the most efficient thing you can paint is Zangor, if those models take your fancy. I'll start Seraphon in a heartbeat if they update the Saurus models. I agree. That would be cool. You are so excited for a season of Grass. And the Norn, I'm putting a video up tonight or tomorrow on Patreon. 4 videos are going up, which are going to be how to use the Fanatics and how to use 2 sets of the Endless Spells. And I was editing it before I started the show. So you should be able to check that out on Patreon. So that should hopefully give you some grot tactics. Zeminis, from the new Gits Battle Tome, how many games would you expect to win if you're on a pure Moonclan, Spider Fang or Troggoths? I think you can win 5 games with this book, Zeminis, because you've got the bodies on the board that are -1 to hit. So you've got the wounds for objectives, which is massive. You've got the bodies on the board. You've got, I mean, the Troggoths are kind of like, I'd have to play with the Troggoths more to really understand them, I think. I've read them, but I'd need to see them on the board, especially against different threats. But they've got some good counter-punch mechanics, and you have got something that is going to be punched in the Grots. They've got amazing spells, either endless spells or even base spells. Loads of command points. I think these guys could do 5 games. And what's interesting is I think they can do 5 games in a couple of different ways, and that's quite key. Also, I mean, look, we're all hype about the Gloomspite, aren't we? But the fact that they can bring back 300 points a turn, that's big. That's going to change games, and it's the same. It's the same reason Legions and Nagash do so well at the minute. So, hi to Bolt. Hope you're well. If you play Ironeth, you should totally start stocking up on the Sharks. I smell a big points drop coming this year. Like, how many points do you think that they have to drop by Bonclodger before they're good? That's my question. Nice videos. Looking forward to it. Good. Zangor are great. Yeah. The style of play doesn't bother me too much as I'll adapt to find ways to catch people off guard. I guess I could start a base Zangors as I have some already and work from there. That's probably the best way in K-Dash. A ton of Zangor, and like, I mean, in combat they're decent. What's really interesting, it's going to sound a bit janky when I say it, but Zangor are able to be taken in 2 different codexes, a bit like Plague Bearers, like Death Guard or Nurgle Demons. But you can take them in. You can take them in Beasts of Chaos, or you can take them in Tzeentch. So just a really solid pick, getting Zangor, to be honest. And you know, they've got a variety of models, which is cool. So, would you say a Squig army would do well? I think a Squig army could do well, but you still need to have the Grots, because you need to be able to protect against being alpha struck, in my opinion. Or you still need something that sits on objectives, right? And something that holds, because you can't strike first in AOS with everything, unless, well, Moonclan are probably the army. They've got a lot of those mechanics now in AOS. You can strike first, we strike last. That's a new thing, so which is cool. I'm really worried about how I'm going to write down 60 grots and -1. How I'm going to whittle down 60 grots and -1 to hit. Yes, immune to battle shock. I agree. I don't know. Stonehewer, I agree. I don't know how. I said this to Nathan. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to go through your army. And then he said, and Donal said, together, they're like, we don't think people will take 180 grots because it's obnoxious. And I said, that's exactly why people are going to take 180 grots, because it's obnoxious. But when you take 180 grots, you're not actually taking 180 grots, because you can get some of them back. So, depending on how you build them, even if you just build it the most simple way, you definitely can get a unit of 60 back at full strength. So that's now 240 grots. And then the other 2 units can be got back at half strength. So that's another 60 grots. So 180 grots is actually 300 grots at -1 to hit. 300 wounds at -1 to hit. Do you think your army can do that output? That's my question. maybe 110 points, but they might be better than that. We will recheck the Sharks. I remember not being very impressed by the Sharks, but maybe I was wrong. Probably was wrong, but we'll find out. Ooh. Pepin, did you miss anything cool? We just talked about that there's going to be, you're gonna need to deal with hordes. But you already need to deal with hordes, right? You need to deal with skeleton hordes, you need to deal with Grimghast Reaper hordes, you need to deal with Witch Elf hordes. So you already need to deal with hordes in AOS. So you need to just learn how to deal with a different horde that's -1 to hit. The Purple Sun almost seems worth it, but their plus to spell and minus to cast, I don't even think it will get off most games. That's true. They get loads of minuses to dispel as well, right? Yeah, I think dealing with it, just killing the Moon Clan is going to be an issue before you even get to the fact that even get around to the idea that they're also going to be killing you back. We shall see. And I don't think I'd want the Grots to get any more expensive. I'd like there to be some more units in the game that clear hordes. But then we get into risky territory where you get things like Purple Sun and other things like that come up from Warhammer Fantasy Battle Days. And I really don't want them to go down that route, because that was a really negative experience. Talking about a negative play experience. So I'd like something that just, I'd like a unit or units in Battle Tomes to just come out and just deal with characters. Can the Grot be given any mortal wound save? Just thinking, Curse of Years. No, Speckles they can't, but they can do mortal wounds on 6s to wound when they have 150 attacks. Do you think we might be coming close to a tipping point of more shooting getting added to the list to avoid things like -1 to hit in melee? I do think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see that already, because you're going to want to kill. So, like, I want to shut down Grots. I probably want to shut down the Shamans first. So I want to kill them. I want to shut down Daughters of Cain, so I want to reach out and get them. So I think you are going to see shooting come back. And obviously, if Skaven come out, they've got a lot of shooting units. For a long time, a very scary unit in Age of Sigmar was the Warp Lightning Cannon. Warp Lightning Cannon was in most competitive lists, and now it's not. But if that gets any upgrades, or it gets a formation, or it gets a points reduction, you might see the Warp Lightning Cannon come back. Just kind of fell off the radar a little bit, but this is devastating. Yeah. Can I get an opinion from the chat? I'm running 2 dragons and a flying vampire lord and 30 grim reapers in a Legion of Blood. I have points left over for either get a necro to buff the grims or a dreadblade allied in for objectives. I think the necro, because of your economies of scale. Like, it's cool to get an objective and then score the objective, but if you can make your scary unit more scary, I think that's the way to go forward. Will Tzeentch Gaunt Summoner make a comeback against the Grot Hordes? Potentially, but he was always kept safe, wasn't he, by being on top of the Balewind? That's how he had such range. So you have to play a little bit better now to get the Gaunt Summoner in. I actually think one of those things that we probably should read through is all the battle tomes, and we should make a How to Kill Hordes rundown as our next show. That'd be fun. Make a list of things that kill hordes. Can anyone think of anything that kills hordes really well? Because we need it. Grot heroes are mostly -2 to hit. Look out, sir, and -1 to hit ability too. That's a good point. FNSS. But if we take my magma cannons from the Chaos Dwarf, for instance, they don't even roll to hit. They just do the job. They're just like, I hit you now. I hit you now. So, oh man, these things are so cool. Look at that. Can you guys see? Oh wait, I'll cut. Good. Look at that. It's the Grot. It's a little putt. Man. Oh, if it wasn't for this Scuttletide, which is basically I can't use it on anything else, I would do so many conversions. Look at that thing. Or if I had loads of money. Look at this thing. You could just buy these all day and just use them on so many different things. And this little pot, that would be really cool. Yeah, man. Then one of my favourite things about the Endless Spells bit from Games Workshop is that obviously what's cool is you can use them in game, but also they're amazing for conversions. Look at this thing, amazing for conversions. Yeah, I'm all about it. Oh, it's that time already. It's already pretty late. I might be crotch run. Closest thing I think of for making would be the Great Unclean One Pestilent Breath. No one's got Night Hall Ascend spells that make you roll 6 for all models within 6 models might be good. Painting time kills hordes. Nick Lamborn, that's a really good point. Are we actually even, do you guys think that we're even going to see Gloomspite Gits on the table? Because it's going to be a very dedicated people that can even be bothered to put that many wounds on the board. That's a great question. Ooh, Mick Wendell, I tried Soul Strike Brotherhood with 28-7 castigators. There you go. There you go. You know where it's at. You know where it's at. I don't know why no one is like super stacked up on just like, I'm going to nuke hordes. Doesn't matter what happens, I'm just going to nuke hordes as a game plan. But then eels are the kind of hard counter because it depends. It depends on the utility. Whoa, check this out. Yes! This is cool. This is so cool. Look how many mushrooms there are. Mushrooms. And there's a little cage. I'm gonna put a dwarf inside that. There's another little cage. It's a cool box. That's just a cool box. Yeah? I'm just keeping stuff in that. My cutlery. I don't know what I'm going to keep in there. Some other things. I'm keeping that box. Sometimes I often throw boxes away. This box is staying. It's just going on a shelf. Oh, I broke it. I've got 245 grots painted at the moment, says Buffeter. Yeah, eels up inside, you find the entrance where they can. That's right. Got 100 grots painted already. Oh no. Even went with anvils for consistency. I'm back and forth between anvils and templars. Loon Shrine definitely looks like it would benefit from painting before being full assembled. Yeah, I'm going to do the. I actually on this spell because I'm going to do these this week if possible, but I don't think I've got any time. But I'm going to leave them to one side. I've left that separate. I've also left the feet separate on the scuttle pot, so safe as houses. So I'm going to paint them up separate. So I think I'm going to put this together, and I'm probably going to leave off the mushrooms, and then paint them separately, and then just stick them on, because they've got some pretty cool like spacing to put on, so it's real nice. They just plug and play. So I think the difficult part will be remembering which ones go where, but I'm sure I'll work it out. It'll be fine. Are mushrooms the new Games Workshop skull? Also, the plague spell from Verbalord Corrupted isn't bad. 60 cast, 13 inch range, 1 die for every model in the unit, 6 mortal wound, and a 4 after roll. Okay, there you go. I wonder how pared down you could do a shrine and have it still look cool. Also, what happened to Scrivo's list? Yeah, Scrivo. How is the list doing, Scrivo? Answer me and answer my questions. Okay. AOS isn't Grim Derp, it's Shroom Derp. It's Dank Derp. It's all about the dankening. That's what it's all about. Hello everyone, by the way. Hope you're all well. I'm building up a Loon Shrine for my Spider Fang Grots, so I can have some fun, adventurous games where I just keep shouting, 5 pluses and mortal wounds, as often as I can, as I furiously twirl a flashlight around, which I've attached to my head, which is gonna simulate my moon. So yeah, that's what I'm building. 1 Loon Shrine. These things are cool, bruv. These things are cool. Yeah, baby. Hi, Sergeant Rolf. Hello, everyone. Vanguard Hunters, 2 shooting shots per guy, and they're decent combat tip. Nice. Ah, Tristan Gray, 50 bits for Scrivo's Timbits. I'm constantly updating bscribe to see gits. Do you not use War Scroll Builder? CW Crafter, CWA Crafter. Oh no. Is this stuff made at Games Workshop? The mushrooms are pretty cool. On top, you guys can see. Just inside the sprue. Yeah, they're pretty nice. The texturing's really nice, actually. What do we think of this? That's pretty cool. It's a very cool aesthetic, especially coming off like the Neth Deepkin, with that kind of like mushroom, underwater sea, kind of dankiness. That'd be fun. That would be a fun mishmash of armies to build and paint up. How has everyone painted their Moon Clan? That's obnoxious, I'm so sorry. I'm going to take dry brushing nicely, which is great for my mate. We talking shrooms? We are. What's your favourite mushroom? I just like regular mushrooms in stir fry. I think that's how I like my mushrooms, or with my eggs in the morning. So I also like them. Red spiders with blue goblins. All right, I'm going to read this out for a sec, because I want to see what you guys are saying, and then I'll come back to doing some building. Red spiders, blue goblins. Okay. OJ, later Rob, here's a little something for you, gets fun. Oh man, thanks OJ. That's real cool of you. 500 bits. That I will name my chief goblin after you, OJ. He shall be OJ the Brave and OJ the Bountiful. Tristan Gray, damn it, now I want one of those loon shrines. I love Perinchi mushrooms in risotto. You fancy. Black rose with pink highlights will be my colour when I get around to painting it. More mushrooms are the most fun. Okay. I like mushrooms. Mushrooms nice. Mushrooms nice. I like onion the most though, but onions. I don't think they're going to make an onion-based faction. Question to the Twitch chat: if you're going to make an army in the future, a hypothetical AOS army based off a food, and it must be like a naturally occurring food, so a vegetable. We'll pick a vegetable. What army based off what vegetable? Mine would be a group of ogres, but they carry around. What is the purple emoji that people use? They carry those around, but giant ones are them, and they keep whacking people with them. Pasta. I just wanted snakes, man. Now I want internet's mad at me. Made me mad at me for it. Orcs already have their cabbage, don't they? That's true. The Avocado Avengers. The Avocado Avengers is a great fashion. I really like that. The Millennial Avocado Avengers. The Onion Bretonians. That's right, the Onion Knight, if that's the Mr. Kapowski. Eggplant is the purple emoji, that's right. Yeah, and eggplant ogres. Bananas with sunglasses. Who said that? Trarux. Bananas with sunglasses would be great. Brett Onions. J Boom. 10 points to J Boom. That's right, you Kill Slim, you put that little emoji in there. I'd want corn men made of corn. I should write these down. These are fantastic. Please, John, if you could read these, write them down so I could tweet them or something, because these are great. Bonclodger, an army of millennial hipster elves with avocado-based stuff. Yeah, I'd do that. I have a dream to do a squig army, and their skin and eyes are like axolotl fish, blind cave dwellers, white and pink skin with big white eyes. That would be awesome. Then do a heavy fire effect. Nightmare squigs. That's so dark. I mean, Trogloss are essentially Shrek in a can. I hadn't thought of that. That's great. Deepkin eels painted as chilies. Would you do the head as the chili though? Or and would you green stuff the like how offended would people be if you took the front of an eel and just green stuffed it so that it no longer had the face of an eel and was just a chili? And also if you gave all the riders sombreros so they're all Mexican. Oh, please, someone. We've designed the best army ever. I'm doing it. The chili eels. I'm not doing it, but that's... pumpkin is the obvious answer. They could be Halloween and spooky. Oh, that would be cool. California raisins, just an army. To really offend people, mixing it up. There we go. We did it. Nice one, LLV. We got it. 70s. I have 3 pet axolotl. They are cool. They are amphibians and they are not blind though. Really? I did not know that. Jellied eels. Make your own eels with jelly molds. Gross. Gross. The enchilada riders. Arriba! And you just dress. You do like a sombrero, you do a poncho, you do the whole thing. You get a big Mexican mustache. They're not Mexican mustaches, but you get the stereotypical image that the media uses to portray the Mexican people. You do the whole thing. You just bring tacos with you. ¡Ay, caramba! You just roll your dice. If someone built and painted me that army, I would play that for a straight year. I would do it. I would just shout, ¡Ay, caramba! For an entire year. They'd just be like, who's the Mexican fella? Is it an accident that the Fungal Cave Shaman doesn't have a Madcap Shaman keyword? He is not allowed to take any artifacts from Battle Tome, only realm artifacts because of the keywords. Liquid Snake 420. I don't think it might be. We'll find out. The FAQ's not out yet. So we've got to wait. We've all got to wait, right? Jelly eel shots would go down well at Bobo. That would be good. They could fight the Sigmarita. Sigma. I don't think I can say it right. Sigmargaritas. So is it a margarita? Sigmargaritas. That's amazing. You could have an allied detachment of Stormcast, and they could be your Sigmargaritas. So you could literally offer your opponent at the start of each battle round. You could be like, margarita, chili, and that could be. You would win a lot of sports votes. Yes, and whoever loses, I don't know, whoever wins has to eat a very hot pepper, and that would terrify me because I can't even have pepper because it's too spicy for me. So it's almost like it's the buffs and not the units that are busted. I want to try a buffed life-taking unit working on the wings. In an age of awareness and even Gillette changing their message to be less offensive, Rob turns up the toys with Mexican chili riders. Excuse me, I'm a narrative gamer. Yeah, okay. Cocktail-based armies. There you go. Thank you, Nick Lamborn. Please inform... Oh, this is not being built now. Please inform me of your cocktail-based armies. Let's go. Snakes get a bunch more mortal wounds, where witches have more bodies, which means more staying power. That's true. I played against Nick's snakes before. I did not enjoy the experience. Nick's lovely. The snakes are offensively tanky. So just be cautious. Old-fashioned equals goblin cream bases, all lead. That's good. That's good. Couldn't the old-fashioned army just be a bunch of old gentlemen? And all of their powers is based on grumbling. Oh, that's a dispossessed, isn't it? Just thought about that. Supreme Sans, I'm Mexican, and that's just ace. Oh, thanks, Supreme Sans. He's like, I'm in. I'm doing it. Ay, caramba. Aren't Dots getting basically Bloody Marys to begin with? I don't know if I should laugh, but I like it. I'm smiling. I'm going for that. Dark Eldar, Kabbalah the Black Russian. Ooh, nice. Bloody Mary, that would be my head queen. Sergeant Rolf, there we go. Banjo Unchained, the Long Island Iced Trees. Sylvaneth Army. Done. Done. We should do this this should be another show, an entire show. This is just what we should dedicate Tuesdays to. Clever army names and how you would build them. Because I got to tell you, I really love the Long Island Iced Trees. But just make them out of cocktails and just stick some trees. Mojito, Sylvaneth, and Deepkin. Yeah, Legion of Sangria. Nice, I like that. How many eels is too many eels in the list? Well, too many eels is more eels than you can legally allow in the list. And then I think anything that you can legally fit into a list, but is the max, is the exact right amount of eels, in my opinion. I smashed it. There you go. That's some cracking work. I think you just go for max. What is the max amount of eels you can take? Take the guy that lets you make a battle line, and you just go max eels. That's so annoying. You would still be at home like, that fucking sucks. Don't do that ever again. Would you enough points for one turtle is too many? I like the turtles. I might try and write a turtle list. And I don't care who knows it. Turtles could be cool. Yeah, they're not called turtles though, are they? They're called, oh God, not eidolons. What are they called? What if I've done 40k all weekend and now I can't remember any of Age of Sigmar stuff? Oh no. And I know Dan's been practicing when we do the commentary, so now I'll just be there like, fish elves are battling. Nah, I think I remember. The Templar, oh, thanks very much for keeping me laughing, the Templar. I hope you're well. You're a wonderful person. You should remember that all the time. Are you allowed to say who the secret Honest Wargamer host will be while you're away? No. Is there one? Did we organise one? I don't think I organised one. We're just doing shows from wherever we are. Oh, do you think we're going to be live everywhere? We're going to be live all over the place. Hobby show in the airport. That's right, in the airport. You can't fuck with us. We're doing this shit. It's happening. We're mobile now. Thanks to Chris, we can do anything. Yeah, someone will be doing the stat show with you, but we need to work out who that's going to be before we can reveal it. I think it's going to be Dispossessed Dan, I reckon. Or John, but not John Scrivens. John from Sweden. We'll ask him. Jonathan. That's who we'll ask. Right, my dudes, I've only got about 10 minutes left, so any final questions? I'm going to put this down. Screw this. Nearly done. I've got to do some mould line cleaning, and then I'm going to do this. 2 moons. We'll make a full moon. How big it is. Human being, although perspective-wise. This is how big one is. Spell. Let's do some comparison. Spell and dwarf. This is how big a dwarf is comparison. Can you see? One dwarf? No. We'll do the other camera just so you can see. Exactly. Let's cut it. Right, so. The Thing. Let's do a bit of chicanery. There you go. You can see yourselves in the chat there. So, The Thing. The Mushroom. And a dwarf. That's how big it is. It's massive. Hashtag that's what she said. Have I organised my tofurkey sausages? No, I haven't. I don't know where to buy them from, Papa Peen. I assume you guys have stores, but I don't think you necessarily do. Big news, I have 1,020 knees. On a scale of 4 to 17, how OCD would you say you are? Me? Medium. I'd say 4 to 17, I'll go for 11. Stable cam is back, that's right. How many inches wide is that shrine? Oh, where's my tape measure? That's a great question. Someone needs to be given the hot stats. We did some Warhammering yesterday. That is my tape measure. 1 second. So it is exactly. Well, I suppose I should measure the bottom, right? That just makes more sense. 6.5 inches. It's 6.5 inches long, so along there, and then it is at its widest point 3 inches along there. So it's pretty big. It's a really big footprint. I mean, the mushroom's pretty massive. You compare it to a dwarf. Again, let's just go a bit more steady cam, so you guys can see. It's still fairly large. So there's some big. They're big spells. I mean, dwarves are small, right? But there you go. It's easy to hide some boys behind that shrine. Yeah, I reckon so. Look at that. Let's get the terrain. Let's get the. Oh no, it's not stuck together yet. But let's work it out. There we go. So, ignore the stuff in the background if you can. It's not very cool, but there you go. And then put. Oh, I can get quite a few. So these are my Kadai. So they're quite big, as you can see. And then don't reckon you can see them. So you can really hide some stuff behind there, which is going to be, I think, in-game wise, a little bit obnoxious. But we will see. To collect Gloomspike Gits, you have to be a fun guy. Yes, Gitly. You have to be the funniest guy. You have to be the fun. Yeah, yes, you do. It's going to be, yeah. You have to be a real fun guy, I reckon. You guys are really cool. Thanks very much. I always enjoy hanging out and talking with you. It means the world to me. I've had a bit of a bum day. And I just want to say thanks loads, because as much as I know you guys enjoy hanging out and talking, otherwise you wouldn't be here, the same is true back. And whatever you get out of it, I get out of it as well. So you guys make me laugh a lot. So, merci, especially today. I really appreciate you. So it means loads. So wish I'd have done that on live TV. I'll see you guys. I'm back on Thursday. John's got his new art show tomorrow, so you can check him out, being all arty. You guys are awesome. Hope you just have a great day, whatever you're doing. Hope tomorrow's great. Don't forget you're awesome. Wake up in the morning, say, I'm awesome and more awesome than Rob, and I'm going to kick today's ass. And I'll see you in the chat tomorrow. See you on Thursday where we're talking 40k. We'll talk the roundup from the LCO, which is really exciting. We're going to talk about some of the units that we saw, do kind of mini rundowns and just talk about it and how impactful they were. And then Friday, don't forget, if you're up in the morning or you're on the right time schedule, you can check it on Twitch. There's Dispossessed Dan will be doing his Australian Age of Sigmar show. So you guys have been brilliant. Thank you very much. And hopefully see you soon. So you guys have been wicked. Good night to Bolt, Tristan Gray, Symbol, Speckles, CWA Crafter, Nick Lambourne, LLV, obviously, Grubby, Gitley, John, Retastanti, all of you. Ash Madai, Papa Peen, Mr. Kapowski. Thanks very much. I'll see you soon.